Hi, my name is Tom Amon. I'm a partner in our litigation group here at Warner Norcross and Judd and in our real estate practice group. For years, I've represented developers and other real estate clients in seeking land use approvals and fighting for those approvals where sometimes they can be tough or particularly challenging. So today I am going to talk about municipal zoning and land use approvals specific to cannabis businesses, which of course oftentimes can be challenging. I'm really going to cover 4 topics today. 1, knowing your ordinance. This is the critical first step of any type of effort to get a cannabis business cited in a municipality. 2, equally important, knowing your local officials. 3, preparing for your hearing and going in strong. And 4, if something doesn't go as planned, what are your remedies? So let's start with your local ordinance. Now, the starting point for any cannabis business is the local ordinance specific to marijuana operations. Every municipality that allows marijuana operations is going to have one, so you need to start there and know and understand your local ordinance. Oftentimes, these ordinances will pull in other provisions of the ordinance as well. You may need special land use approval. You might need site plan approval. You're going to need someone who has done those before, who is familiar with the process and what the municipality expects in that process. You may need a survey. You may need arguments as to why you satisfy the special land use approvals. There are also several types of processes you may want to follow if your site for some reason does not comply with local ordinances. Specifically, these are usually variances. And a variance is just going into the municipality and saying, look, I have this site, it would be perfect, but it doesn't comply with this certain provision of the ordinance. And you're asking for basically an exception. You're asking to break the ordinance for your specific site. The other avenue you may want to pursue is a rezoning. So say they only allow marijuana operations in industrial zones, and your zone is residential or commercial. You may be able to go into the municipality and request a rezoning. Say, this site is perfect, but it's just not zoned properly. It's been sitting idle for years. We need to change it. Those are some of the processes under the local ordinance that you may need to follow. And of course, this whole time you are going to need to comply with whatever the local marijuana ordinances require. Equally important is to develop a relationship with local officials. And if you don't have that expertise in-house, it's important to engage someone. It could be a lawyer, it could be just a local who knows the board really well. But it is critically important to have a good relationship with local officials to understand not only what's on paper in the ordinance, but what the local officials will expect and what their preferences are. Oftentimes, you can only get so much out of an ordinance, and nothing beats talking to the local officials, understanding the community's concerns, and how you may be able to address those in the future. So it is absolutely critical to develop that relationship, and in this regard, a lot of times the local zoning official can be invaluable just to get their input and their insight. And in some bigger municipalities, there are consultants who will do this as well, who have well-established expertise. Okay, so you've submitted your applications and you're going in for a hearing. The next step in this process is be prepared. You want to go in with a professional presentation, and you need to be prepared not only to answer the easy questions. You can always tell the local officials, this is going to increase the tax base, make jobs and things like that. But you also want to make sure to prepare to answer the more difficult questions and make sure you do have answers for the local officials on the tough questions about this site and this particular business operation. So you've gone through the hearing and maybe you won, but maybe you didn't. And if things don't go your way, it's important to know what other avenues you have left. You could look at another site in the municipality, or you could pursue remedies. And depending on what you are asking the municipality for, you could have a number of appeal rights. But it is important to understand these and to understand them quickly. If you haven't had counsel involved up to this point and you feel like the municipality made the wrong decision, this would be the time to get counsel to review your case and advise on it. And the reason timing is so critical here is because many of these statutes, whether you're appealing to the circuit court or appealing to a local board, have very strict timing requirements. And if you miss your window, and we're talking weeks or months, If you miss your window, you could be foreclosed from pursuing any appeal rights. So it is very important at the end of this to understand what remedies you may have. Municipal approvals can be challenging, but with cannabis businesses, they can be even more challenging. It's important to have people at your disposal who know the locality and know the law and can help guide you through the process. And here at Warner, we've done a number of these. We've litigated multiple times, and we are happy to assist you with all of your local zoning and municipal approval needs.